to record. Yes, I did. Jessica private messaged me.
Oh,
That's mean. Yeah, to make sure that you were ghost.
Does she have? She does have her picture.
She does everything. I
We
love
were
this class.
in the
I mean, I don't love this class. I love all my classes equally because this is being recorded. You guys are just funny, okay? I'm sorry. Like the other classes, like they're not like they need to be funnier or talk more to me. See, the more you guys talk more to me, the more like we interact and we have fun. When you guys like don't interact, then it gets lame and yeah. So, a couple of things before we get started, real quick. I know that some of you guys are having Wi-Fi issues. We've gotten emails saying, hey, places, are messed up and everything. I know, right?
Period and second period, we love you too.
Yeah. So, I get that you're having Wi-Fi issues. If you guys get to a point where it's either you pay attention or you do your assignment because Wi-Fi is making you guys choose one or the other, pay attention to the class. Obviously, this is being recorded. Let me know, though, that you are having Wi-Fi issues so that I can keep that in mind as I'm giving out participation points. But again, communication is key when it comes to everything that both Miss Gomez and I are trying to do with you guys. So if you don't understand something, ask. If you guys are having any issues, let us know. We can try and help you guys out. Couple of things to get you guys, a little organized. Our agenda is right here. We're going to be doing a sorting activity real quick. Then we'll do our notebook. We're doing page 1 and 2. Page 2 is a your turn. Just so I don't interrupt Ms. Gomez again. Here's the deal about the your turns. Some of you guys are not doing them. If I notice that a your turn is not done, or if a one page of your notes are not done, I'm taking away points in your notebook. And no, you can't go back and redo them. You guys, I've been asking you guys to do these over and over and over again. You guys do need to make sure that you guys are keeping up with your notebooks. If we tell you guys, hey, the next 2 questions are up to you guys, or we run out of time and it's your turn, it's your turn. Stealing Miss Gomez's, joke from last period. You guys are supposed to be responsible for that. That's us seeing what you guys remember. All right. You guys do have a homework assignment. You guys are going to have homework almost every day this week, other than Wednesday. But it's anywhere from 4 questions. There's one day where you have only 2 questions. I think the most you guys have is 5. Some of you guys already started and have like 2 assignments already down. And it's not even the one for today. So congratulations on you guys. If you guys don't like the score that you guys got, you guys can always go back and edit it and resubmit. Other than that, remember there is tutoring every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's from 12:10 to 1:10. And then on Wednesdays, it's longer. It's from 12:30 to 2. All right. And then you guys are going to have a quiz this Friday. That's the only thing that we're doing on Friday is the quiz. And then you guys have a homework assignment as well. So if you guys want to stay to do your homework assignment and then leave, totally fine with that. Don't forget, you guys do have your Google Calendar here, so you guys can open it up. Once you click on it, it'll send you straight to the week of this week. So you'll be able to look and see what we're doing every single day and get an idea just in case you guys either missed or just want to be ahead of the game. And then computer, that's where you guys go for tutoring. Yeah. Any questions before we get started? All right. Go into Google Classroom. You guys are going to go into week 4. Now, keep in mind, we have 10 weeks in this semester. Um, However, the 10th week is only 3 days. And out of those 3 days, I only see you on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday is, exit ticket, and that's it. So, um, yes. Some of you guys are already starting to do your assignments for next week, for the next couple of days. And you're like, dude, I'm awesome. I got a perfect score. It's like, good job.
Ooh.
That means you've been paying attention. So a lot of the assignments for this week aren't necessarily what we're really doing this week. It's like one of those steps to make sure that every little step you guys get. That's the reason why they're smaller, so that we can pay attention to all the different skills. And again, yes, thank you for letting me know about internet issues. Totally get it. If it gets annoying, this is being recorded, so you guys can just watch the recording, and I'll have it up around 1 o'clock-ish. With the upload and downloads and all that stuff that I have to do with it. So week 4, this is the halfway point. By the time it hits Friday, that's halfway. So for those of you guys, this class is pretty awesome. You guys have been doing most of your assignments. There are a handful of you guys that haven't done anything since first week. But I have a feeling you guys are gonna start catching up and doing your work, right? Pretty sure you guys are. You guys are, right? Those of you guys out in YouTube land, do your work.
Oh.
So, linear versus exponential functions, sorting activity. That's what we're going to do right now. Click on ClassKick. I'm still noticing that some of you guys are logging in with just typing in your name. If you guys do that, I will delete it. So I won't even look to see if you guys have done an assignment with just that. And that goes for everyone watching this video as well. Pay attention. You guys should be logging in with your district email and password. And that'll have all your full name attached to it. If you just log in like this, I'm going to completely delete that profile, because I'm getting a huge list of every random way of you guys writing your name, and it's very annoying. Log in, or else suffer the consequences of your work being deleted. I and Ms. Gomez can't do that, so that's the reason why we keep doing our, code names. And then don't forget to click here that it's ready to be checked. However, don't forget to come back here and mark it as done. Some of you guys, especially for week 3, you guys forgot to go back into Google Classroom and mark it as done. So lots of lecture right there, but hopefully you guys slowly will remember to do, not only raise your hand, but mark it as done. And if you forget to at least raise your hand at the this is 100%. The other one, it's nice, but that's just for me and Ms. Gomez. The other one, get to your points. So if you pick one or the other, the Google Classroom is the one I want you guys to do. So for this activity, some of you guys might have already started, while I was ranting. You have 2 boxes. One is linear functions, which is what we did at the very beginning. And then now we have exponential functions. You have 2 hints. This box should have 8 pieces. This box should have 7. What are you doing in the boxes? You're sorting all the pieces below as either linear or exponential by dragging the pieces to the correct box. So you'll move one of these pieces either to linear or exponential. All of them have a home. I am going to put on a song out of my classwork playlist. I don't know what it's going to play, but you have until that song is over, and then we will go through that. So any questions? And don't forget, we can see what you guys are doing. Oh, this playlist
All right. So let's see.
Switching over my AirPods. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Woohoo. All right. So I'm going to bring these up. You guys are gonna let me know either unmuting or in chat. Tell me L for linear, E for exponential. Yeah, if you guys want music, you put it into the chat box, into a direct message. I will go back through all this and find them all for you. Again, as long as they're all school appropriate. I don't mind throwing in some anime music. That's totally fine. My daughter's like super into it. I like anime too. So don't ask me if I've seen it, because probably not. It's been ages since I first, watched that. All right. Multiplication pattern. Where would this go? Would it be linear or exponential?
Exponential.
Exponential. Because we're looking for an exponential pattern. What about a subtraction pattern?
Linear.
That one would be linear. What about increasing if it looks like this?
Damn, who keeps chatting?
Okay, enough with the music. Pay attention to me. Linear, thank you. And if it's linear and it looks like that, then obviously it would make sense that decreasing would look the same way, right? What about if I have a curved graph? What would that look like?
Exponential.
Exponential.
Oh my god, my thought doesn't.
What about it looking like this? And it's decreasing. Exponential. Awesome.
Line.
Which means obviously increasing would be the exact same, right? What about an addition pattern?
Liner.
Cough attack.
My husband, because he was like, what about it? Division pattern. It's kind of hard to not hear you. You're so loud. Your face is loud. Division pattern. Don't get married.
Exponential.
Here she goes
Exponential.
again saying, don't get married, but watch tomorrow. She's going to be like, oh, you guys should get married. Happy
My
Christmas
husband's
is
great.
great. They make
Why
you
is it-
coffee.
Why is it that you only comment on me saying like, don't get married, but I haven't heard you like give me an answer? Huh?
Because I'm doing my work silently. I stay out of everything else.
silently.
But when you say things like that, I have to say something.
All right, fine. What about rate of change?
Liner.
Linear.
Linear. Oops.
You say linear because I think Ms. Gomez was always saying like, pay attention that it says line.
Yeah. Good
What
job.
about a constant multiplier?
E.
E. See, now she's like, nope, not getting messed up. Ooh, I think someone, well, I don't know. Okay, so what about if I just say, hey, where's the slope? Is that going to be linear or exponential? Linear.
Oh.
Yeah. Why do we have two y-intercepts? Can anyone let me know? Why would that be written twice?
Because it goes in both boxes.
It goes in both boxes. Both of these are going to require us to find the y-intercept. So it's really important for us to know those two. What about the graph is a straight line?
E.
Linear. Since it's a straight line, we are looking for the linear. Remember, line, linear. Exponential will always be curved. Awesome job, guys. So if you're having any internet issues, take a screenshot of that. Make sure that this is done. This should be done today. or like right now, because I'm doing participation points. Again, if you guys can't access that, let me know. And then turn it in here. Just mark it as done, and I will be paying attention to see who has done this and who has not. So,
Doc, did you see me working?
yeah, there's
last
only one
night?
page. Yes. Yeah, I actually commented on the fact that people have already been working on assignments, and actually as I was lecturing you guys were like, I'm going to ignore her and I'm going to write all this stuff. I get all the coffee today.
Ooh.
Thank you. Isn't he sweet? I love my husband.
See, it hasn't even been a day yet, and she's already saying something else.
I
It's
only
just been a
said that
day.
just to make you mad.
Oh, it didn't make me mad. It's just like, Doc, don't tell us to not get married, but then go and say something good about your husband right after.
Yeah, but I like getting a reaction from you guys.
You're already
All of us are gonna be getting married and getting divorced, getting married and getting divorced because
Oh,
Doc's always
please don't
telling us,
do that.
don't get married. Oh no, you can get married. Don't get married. No, get married.
never brought up the D word.
All right. All right. Awesome job. Half of you guys have already submitted your assignment. Great. We're gonna go into our notes. Yes, for those of you guys saying like, oh, is it just one page? Yep, only one page. Nothing much other than that. We're gonna go into our notebook. Again, log in. Do not type in, your name. And we're only working on this first page, and then you guys have a your turn after that. All right. Now I'm going to stop sharing because Ms. Gomez will be taking over.
Okay. We should be looking at ClassKick here, your notes. So it is one page, but we have a couple examples we're going to be working through. But give me a thumbs up when you guys are in your ClassKick notes. If you are having internet issues, totally understand. You guys can take screenshots of these when we're done and complete them afterwards. Okay, but remember, we can tell when you're following along. So if you're able to, please follow along. It only helps you. Okay. I'm going to move on over to my presentation here.
Doc, so if someone fell asleep during class, you can tell because they're not working on the notebook.
Well, it's not necessarily that they've fallen asleep. There's multiple reasons why they wouldn't be working on their notebook. Like they just turned on Zoom and then walked away. They're having Wi-Fi issues, so they're not participating right now, but they are listening. We can also seriously tell that part when you guys participate in chat or, when you guys are talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we, if you guys can't do your assignments, at the very least participate. Anything is better than you guys not participating. So even if you guys get something wrong, it's never like we like grill you guys. Well, no, that's wrong. How dare you do that? Like we never do that. We always encourage you guys to, participate. Even if you get it wrong, you're learning from your mistakes. Never forget that. You can't learn something if you haven't tried it. All right. So, and yes, it actually gives me a black like outline on those of you guys who are on each and every page.
All right, so we're moving on. Today is day 10 of linear versus exponential units. So again, we want to take a look at how linear is different than exponential. Last week, we took a look at your graphs, okay? Last week we took a look at your tables. And we looked for patterns and how to find your initial value. We are repeating those steps, but in a different representation. You're going to be looking at graphs this time, but it's not very different. And you actually have review from a couple of weeks ago of your linear functions. So let me get my laser pointer here. So today we're talking about the linear versus exponential graphs. And you guys did really good in classifying them between those that are increasing and decreasing, whether they went on the right spot. But we're going to see all that again today and review it in case you weren't too sure where they belonged. But today's objective is that I can identify linear and exponential functions and their features from a graph. So last week we looked at linear and exponential functions, but in the table format. Today we're looking at graphs, but we're following the exact same steps. So where it says, what are you looking for? We're going to be looking for the initial value. And if you guys remember, initial value is just another way for us to say the y-intercept. Now, take a look at how I started color coding these things for you guys. Okay, that's in a light blue color. I see other pieces here that have light blue. So I'm trying to help you guys out and training you guys to look for those things. So your first step, you're going to want to look for your y-intercept, your initial value. Your second step is to find your rate of change. Okay, but rate of change is what we talk about. We talked about that's the pattern for your linear or your slope. Or you're going to find a constant multiplier. That's what we multiply by in our pattern, and that belongs to exponential. Okay, so repeating the same two steps, but they might look a little different with our graphs. So we're going to look on the linear side over here. Okay, whenever you have a graph, you want to read it from left to right. It's going to help us a lot. So if I read this line from left to right, I should start here on the left side and I'm going up. Okay, a little bit of review from last week and from earlier today. If your line is going up, is that increasing or decreasing? You can either unmute yourself or type in I.
Increasing.
Yes, good job. This is an increasing line. And again, it has a straight line, so we should know that as linear. So here is our increasing line. Your first step, what you want to do is find your y-intercept. That is in this light blue box here, or y-intercept. Take a look at your graph and see if you can find the y-intercept. Remember, I'll give you another hint. It's light blue, so it should match. But if you're not paying attention to the colors, you have the y-axis, you have your x-axis. When we say y-intercept, it's where your line crosses that y-axis there at that point. Anybody that wants to let us know what the y-intercept is? Chat, you can type it in the chat or you can unmute yourself.
Wait, what was, Doc? I
The
mean,
y-intercept?
6.
Close, but let me take a look. Here's 0, the origin, count up. There's 1, 2, 3, and this number is 4. That's
4.
Thank you.
Couldn't see it.
That's so interesting that you just sent me that because Jessica said they are pretty. But to me, I'm like, Jessica, is there a way for you to tell what Doc Brown is chatting with me? No, but thank you guys. They're color coordinated to make it easier on you guys. So our y-intercept is at that blue dot. Some of you guys did direct message me the 4, and I also heard a 4 come out. That is your y-intercept. So if we write it as a point, okay, the x-intercept is 0, and you went 4 up, so that would be 0, 4. But just a little preview for tomorrow when we're writing equations, we just really care about that number, so we can say the y-intercept is at +4. That one right there. I'm bringing up the equation because that's what we're doing tomorrow, but it's just review of what you've done in the previous weeks. When we're talking about a line, you should be remembering this equation, y equals mx plus b. Remember, we kept repeating it over and over again, okay? By this point, this here should be review. You should be remembering what that is. If you don't, here's your little reminder. M here is for our slope. B is for our y-intercept. When you have these two pieces of information, you have your equation. You just stick them in there. Intercept. You just stick them in there and you're done. And what we just found right now was this letter, B, that number. We said it's 4. Okay, more review from the previous weeks. After you found your initial value, your y-intercept, you move on to your second step, which is to find the rate of change. We know this is going to be a slope because it's a line. So slope review, when you're looking for slope, you pick 2 points. 1 point here, and let's just say I'm going to pick this point here. So the blue point to the magenta point. We're going to look for our slope, which is rise over run. When we say rise, we're talking about how many units do you go up, or how many units do you go down to get from one point to another. Remember, anytime you're going up, that's a positive number. Anytime you're moving down, that's a negative number. Once you found your rise, you want to look for your run. That means how many units do you run to the right? That's a positive number. Or how many units are you going to run left, which is a negative number, to get from one point to the next. So let's try finding our slope from the blue point to this pink point here. Notice I have to rise up. Rising up means positive, but how many units do we go up? I got an answer for a slope already. That's correct. Anybody else want to let us know how many units are we rising up? 1. Got another one? Good. Yeah, that would be 2. So already from going from the blue point to the pink point, we're going up 2. So that should be a positive 2. Okay, next we want to know, okay, how much do we run? In this case, we're running to the right. So that is a positive number. How many units are we going right? 1, 2, 3. So our slope here is we rose 2 and ran 3. Our slope should be 2 over 3. So now you have the 2 things you need to write your linear equation. You have the slope and you have the y-intercept. All you do is take those pieces and put them in the correct spot. I went a step further and color coded it for you guys. See, the magenta is probably where our answer from the magenta box goes. In that light blue box is where, we get our y-intercept. See, it's a match here. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. What is the what is the linear equation here? What is the equation of this line if you have your slope and if you have your y-intercept? You can either type it in the chat or unmute yourself to let us know.
Y equals 2/3 x plus 4.
You got it. Perfect. Again, we get that plus 4 from our y-intercept, so put it in there. Our slope should be in front of x. You do not want to forget the x. So that is what your equation looks like. Y equals 2/3 x plus 4. This is review, boys and girls. And you're seeing it again, so even further practice. But tomorrow, we're finally going to get to the part where we write the equation of the exponential graphs or functions. Okay? But you can't write your equations if you don't have these 2 pieces, the initial value and your pattern, which is why we're taking baby steps. Okay, let's take a look at our exponential graph now. So we're on the right side. After this, we'll move on to dragging the items to your notes. Okay, we are looking at the increasing exponential function. Remember I said read your graph from left to right. Here's the left side. If I follow that line, I'm going up. Okay, I'll do it again. Start on the left side, follow it, we're rising up. That's why we call it an increasing exponential. Okay, and we'll start in our first step, which tells us to find the y-intercept. It's light blue again. Take a look at your graph. What is our y-intercept there? You guys can type it in the chat or let me know. Good job, America. It is 1, right here, that little blue dot. So our y-intercept, if we are talking about it as a point, we can say 0, 1, or we can just say the y-intercept is at 1. Let me get my pen. We're gonna use the 1 in our equation. So the point is good when we're asking for the point, the y-intercept, and that 1 there is what we need for our equation. Okay, moving on to step 2, your constant multiplier. Remember that was your pattern for your y's. I'm gonna refresh your memory from last week when you had a table and we were looking at patterns to see if they were linear or exponential. All we had to do was look at our y's and find that pattern. Were we adding? Were we subtracting? Were we multiplying or dividing? Well, when we talked about exponential, we knew that was some type of multiplication pattern. Okay, but that came from our y's. So you're going to do the exact same thing, but with the graph. And this is how you get your y's. Read your graph from left to right. So start down here. We notice the first y we have for our point is 1. So I'm going to write down the 1 here. Follow that line to their next point, and we match it to a y, which gives us 2. Follow to the next pink point here. Match it to a y because we only want to look at the y pattern, and that's a 4. I'm going to go to the next one here, and that is 8. All we're doing is taking that point and matching it to our y values because we want the y pattern. Okay, now that you've gotten your y's, take a look at that pattern. We know it's going to be a multiplication pattern, so ask yourself, 1 times something gets us to 2, and 2 times something gets us 4.
Multiplying by 2.
Yes, good job. Each time we're multiplying by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. So you get your
Getting super
multiplication.
fast.
Yeah, they're fast. They're a lot faster. And
It's
that, go ahead. Oh, no.
never mind.
Okay. Okay, 2 things. Just like we found our slope here and our y-intercept because we need them for the equation, that is what you need for your exponential side. You need a y-intercept, the 1, and we need our constant multiplier, the 2. We are going to plug those things into our equation, but you'll see that tomorrow. I'm not giving you the equation today because I want you to take baby steps. I want it to be super easy tomorrow, and you just, I know how to find this, I know how to find that. I'm just plugging it in. So this is our focus for today. Okay, we're going to go over to our class kick notes and carry over those pieces. And I just found out we can zoom out more today. Just today after 3 weeks. Okay, we looked at our objective first. You should be able to identify linear and exponential functions by looking at the graphs and find their features. Again, that just means if I look at a graph, is it linear or exponential? Now that you know that, find your y-intercept, your initial value, and your y-pattern or slope. We looked at the increasing linear first. Carry that over. It's increasing because when we go from left to right, we see it's going up. We want to look for the initial value, the y-intercept, that's our blue dot, which was at 0.4. Next thing we did was find our slope. So I'll zoom in for this one actually. So grab the pencil and find your rise over run. Remember, up means positive, down means negative. You don't have to write the little arrows here. That's just extra notes for you if you're still having a hard time. We went up 2. You do want to fill in the notes here. I'm glad you like it. It's meant to make it easier on you guys. So, okay, run over, we ran 3. So that gives us a slope of 2/3. And they're all positive because we went up in the positive direction and we went right in the positive direction. Positive, positive. For those of you that are going back, you still get positive numbers. If you went down, that's -2. If you went left, that's -3. Negative over negative, that's positive. So you end up with the same answer. Okay, when you have those two things, you're ready for your equation. It's just y equals 2/3 x plus 4. And I'll zoom out so you guys can see that. Maybe like that. Okay. Next, our increasing exponential. We look for the y-intercept, our blue dot, and you guys found it at 0.1, which is 1 here. Okay, for this step, for our second step, you do want to use your pencil. Remember, we need to look for our y pattern. So we got the y's from all those points. That was a 1. Write it down on the side. Next point gives us a 2. Write it down here. Next point, match it to the y here. Gives us a 4. The next point up, match it to the y. Gives us an 8. So in our y's, we're looking at 1, 2, 4, and 8. So we're going to go over here. 1, 2, 4, and 8. Since it's exponential, we know we are looking for a multiplication pattern, which we found was to multiply by 2 each time. And that is our constant multiplier. Okay, I'll keep it up for a couple seconds for you guys that are following along or are able to follow along with this. If you're not able to follow along, don't worry. At the end, I'll let you take a screenshot. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Give me a clap if you need more time. No claps. Okay. All right, moving on. So after looking at our increasing functions, we're looking at the decreasing functions. Why are these decreasing? Why are they going down? Let's take a look at that with my laser pointer. Okay, if you start on the left side of the graph, follow that line, and we're going down. Okay, and if you guys remember, if our line is going down, what kind of slope are you gonna get? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Good job. Yeah, a little preview for our second step. So we know it's going down. You need to be able to check your slope at the end and ask yourself, did I get it right, positive or negative? My line is going down, so this has to be a negative slope. So just a little way to check your work. Okay, we have a decreasing linear. We're gonna start with your first step. What is the initial value, the y-intercept? Look at the color. Look at the graph. Where do we see?
5.
Yeah, good job. They're super fast today. Okay, if you weren't able to catch that 5, again, here's our 0, count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is our y-intercept. So 0, 5, if we're looking at it in a point, or if we're ready to write this equation, we're just looking at the +5. Okay, our slope, that's your second step. We need to check for rise, overrun. Don't forget, if we're rising up, that's a positive number.
1/4.
Ooh, good job. Yeah. She's like, I'm not even waiting. Yes. So we get 1/4. For those of you that weren't too sure why, okay, I'm picking the blue point, going to the pink point. So this time I have to go down. So just a little check for yourself, Hiram, here. This was -1 since we went
The
down.
negative 1/4.
There you go. Good job. So we went down 1 and we're running over.
Up 4.
You got it. So we went down which is negative direction, and we ran 4 to the right direction, which is positive. So that is -1/4.
And then the y equals x is 1/4 times +5.
Yeah, so y equals 1/4 x plus 5. If you weren't sure, Hiram's on a roll today.
So why are we teaching? I mean, Hiram can be actually teaching,
I
right?
know. Okay, for those of you that were not catching up to Hiram there, remember your equation is y equals mx plus b. Okay, m is the slope. B is the y-intercept. Plug those things in. Hiram put in her y-intercept here at the end, which is our blue, matching that blue there. And our pink, that's our slope, goes in the front, -1/4 x plus 5. Do not forget the x. Your equation cannot be correct without that x. Otherwise, you're just saying add 1/4 and 5. It's not an equation. Well, it is technically, but we're just adding there. Okay, that is your review for linear equations. Let's take a look at your exponential and your decreasing exponential. Again, you guys should be able to look at these graphs and decide if it's increasing or decreasing. This is decreasing. Start on the left side. As you move to the right side, follow that line. We're going down. Since we're going down from left to right, that's decreasing. But why is it exponential? Because we have a curve. Remember, line, curve, major difference. Okay, I'm sure you guys are already able to find the y-intercept, but that's your first step. What is the y-intercept in this curve?
One-third. Oh, oops.
You're ahead of us.
Whoops. It's going to be 9.
Yes, good job. But that's really good. I can't believe you already got that. She's so ahead. Okay, it is 9. Remember, blue here Put that, engrave it in your mind. That's our y-intercept.
That's gonna be 0, 9, y-intercept at 9.
Hiram, wait.
All right, Hiram, let's give others a cup. You're doing great. You really are doing great, and I'm super happy about that. Let's let them catch up to you.
Okay, guys, to be fair, if you look at your notes, the answers are down below.
Mhm.
Where she's getting them from.
And even if she was, she's smart for doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but she needs to let Ms. Gomez talk.
You know, we asked for participation. I'm loving the participation. Okay, so good job, Hiram. It is here, our blue dot, that's at the 9. So that would be your y-intercept. And it moves us along for you guys to practice those problems. So it's okay. So that is our y-intercept at 9 right here. Again, just look at the color. Lets you know where that blue box, looking for initial value. Here's our blue dot. Okay, the constant multiplier, your pattern. This is the important part. This is where some of you might struggle. You have to read your graph from left to right to get this pattern correct. So get your y values. Here's 9. Follow it down to the next point, 3. Follow it down to the next point. Good job. You get 1. If we follow it down, we do see that there's another point here. It's not very easy to tell. It's obviously going to be some kind of decimal or fraction. Is it important that we get it now? No, it's not that important as long as we can find the pattern by looking at these here. So I got a direct message of the correct numbers. We get 9, 3, and 1. You don't want to mess this up and do it the opposite direction, then you won't get the correct pattern. Read it from left to right, and we're going down. So we get 9, 3, and 1. Write it down and ask yourself, what is my pattern here? This is exponential, so we could check multiplication, or we could check the other one, which was division. What do you guys think? 9, 3, and 1. Good job, Hiram.
Divide by 3.
Yes, good job. 9 divided by 3 gets us 3. 3 divided by 3 gets us 1. So you found your pattern. Okay, so you want to keep this in mind. When we are working with exponential, your exponential equation, when you write them tomorrow, you're going to see we do not have any division there. We have to switch this to our multiplication pattern. So if you guys remember, we talked about a little, or I reminded you guys about 6th grade with your little fractions, the KCF, but we really only cared about the CF. There you go. We change it and flip it. First period, for short, they said, you know what, Ms. Gomez, forget your CF. Let's just call it flip it. So that's what we're going with.
Ms. Gomez,
Yes.
the thing that you put in the constant multiplier, I don't have those.
You don't have them?
Mm-mm.
Go all the way down.
I can't. I'm all the way zoomed out.
Oh.
And then the I can thing, I don't have that either.
Yeah, Alondra tends to have missing pieces on like every week's worth of
Okay,
stuff.
it's not Alondra tends to. It's the assignment thing because I don't do this
I'm
to
pretty
myself.
sure she magically makes it disappear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And if it's fine, all you have to do, like, you can just draw them yourself or type
No,
it in.
you always tell me that, and I just know I don't like doing that, so I don't do it. I
Like-
just leave them blank.
Then fine, just leave
Why
it
do I have to
blank.
do the extra work?
Exactly, extra words.
Sorry, Alondra. It's your class kick. That's not on us. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Okay.
Doc's over here blaming it on me, but she can't even get her mind straight about getting married or not.
Anyways, back
And
to the lesson.
I'm just kidding, Doc. I'm just kidding.
moving us along. We have someone in the chat moving us along. Okay. Yes, so your pattern, remember, flip it. We need to get a multiplication pattern. And when we have division, that is multiplying by a fraction. So flip that to multiplying by 1/3. Okay, change this to multiplication, flip that number to 1/3. And that is your constant multiplier. These are the two things we're gonna need tomorrow for your equations. You're gonna be at the point where you write equations tomorrow. This is a piece of cake for you guys now. We're moving on to this one tomorrow. And if you think this is easy, I think you'll think this one over here, exponential, is easier. Okay, let's go over to your class kick and see if I'm missing the pieces of what I was missing. But see, they're down here.
And I'm also missing I'm literally missing all of that. The one we're doing right now, I'm literally missing all of it except the 0, 9 intercept at 9 thing. That's the only thing I'm not missing from that one.
I'm gonna see if I can throw it onto hers right now.
Oh,
I can make it disappear too.
Okay.
Don't
okay,
do that.
here's our decrease.
But I can make it appear again.
Magical powers.
Okay, our decreasing linear. We found our y-intercept first, 0, 5. Okay, our second step needs us to draw in that slope. Pick 2 points. They can be any 2 points. I usually start from left to right, but if you like to pick other 2 points here, that's totally fine. We went down 1 and ran 4. That gives us -1/4 for our slope. And those are the 2 pieces you need for your equation. Our slope goes in the front of the x, and our y-intercept goes in the back. Y equals -1/4 x plus 5. At this point, you should always check your equation and ask yourself, I have a negative fraction. Is my line going down? Yes. Or the other way around, my line is going down. I need to have a negative slope. Easy ways to check your answer there at the end. Okay, on the exponential side, we have a curve going down. That blue dot here is our y-intercept, 0, 9, or 9. For your pattern, you do need to go in there and draw it in. Read it from left to right. Our first point is at 9. Follow it down. Our second point is at 3. Keep following it down. Our last point here is at 1. We don't really care right now for that small number down here since we can't tell. We can get our pattern from 9, 3, 1, which you guys said that is a division pattern, dividing by 3 each time. When we are dividing by a number, that's multiplying by a fraction. So you just want to flip it. If it helps, you can go in there and just write flip it. And that gives us a 1/3. Oh no. Gotta move it up. I'll put it here. Right there. So that was our second half of the notes there. I'll zoom out in a couple seconds so you guys can take a screenshot. But if you're
You
finished,
have your pieces now, Alondra.
Wait a minute. It literally just showed them, and now I can't get it to come back. They're like all the way at the bottom, though, Doc. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like-
they're on the bottom. So
No, like at the way bottom. Like I cannot zoom out that much for them to come up.
you're not supposed to zoom out. You're supposed to just scroll down.
Messed that up. Nope. Wait.
You have
Nope.
to press the little like the moving bar. So you see how she's on the select mode? You click on. Are you on your iPad or your computer?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, well,
oh,
yeah. So click on that. Click on the select mode, and you'll have like a little like like arrow, like plus, like cross, and it'll let you move your screen up. So
Let me
it's not
figure
that they
this
were
out.
disappearing. It was just that you're zoomed
No,
out
no,
so much
you're
on your
blaming it on
phone.
me. You're blaming it on me,
It's not,
telling me
no.
I'm making them disappear. I'm sorry, Doc. Speak.
Yeah, you guys should not be doing these things on your phone. Granted, if that's the only thing that you guys have, you know, I'm not, you know, you gotta use what you have, right? But
Yeah.
but it's not gonna be efficient, and you're gonna have to figure out ways around it. Trust me, I did some of my doctorate's degree on my phone, and I would do all my assignments and stuff on my phone as my kids were like in practices and stuff. So
Wow.
you can do it. You just have to manipulate
I'm just
it
gonna
a little.
screenshot and do it later, like on the iPad.
Oh, okay.
That's a good idea.
There you go. Okay. At this point, you guys can go ahead and take a screenshot. And we're going to be moving on to your turn. So give me a thumbs up if you're good to move on. Give me a clap if you need more time. Okay, no claps. Okay, let's move on to your turn. Okay, we're gonna take a look at your directions here. So when you see these directions on a test, they don't sound foreign to you. But it says, for each function, identify if the function is increasing, going up, or decreasing when you're going down. And identify if the function is linear, remember, line, or exponential, it has a curve. Then identify the constant rate of change if it's linear, but if it's exponential, you need to find the constant multiplier. Remember what you multiply by. Lastly, identify the initial value. So you're doing a couple of things here, and it seems like a lot, but they're not if you just take them one step at a time. I'm going to work through the first one with you guys. You guys will work on 2, 3, and 4 on your own and give us a reflection. But since we have enough time, we can check your answers. So let's take a look. I'm going to make this bigger. And we're going to need to zoom in here. Okay, so you guys can walk me through these. Our first thing here is circle 1. Is this an increasing or decreasing function? Go from left, remember, read it from left to right. Trace it, we're going up, 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 which is, yes, good, increasing. Remember, we're going up. Start on the left side, follow it, up, which means increasing. Okay, take a look at the shape. The shape lets you know if it's linear or exponential. What do you guys think? I got one answer. Anybody else? You can either unmute yourself or... Yes, good job. This one is exponential. Good job, Alfonso. It's a curve. Don't forget, a curve. Now that you identified it as exponential, then you know you should be looking for that constant multiplier. What are we multiplying by each time? You're going to have to zoom in here to find your Y pattern.
5.
5. Okay, this is a 5 here. Good. Move up to the next dot. What number is that?
10.
10.
And then the other one is 20.
Good job.
So, I know.
Okay, let's give a couple of these people a second. What is your pattern? I see it there. Good job, Hiron. Yes. Anybody else want to give it a try? 5. Good, Jessica. Oh, sorry, Jessica, check. It's a multiplication pattern. 5 to get us to 10. 10 to get us to 20. What are we multiplying by each time? Yes, good job, Isaac. Yeah, 2. If you weren't sure where that came from, you have to get your y values. The 5 here, follow it along, that's at 10. Follow it up, that's at 20. See how I wrote them? 5, 10, 20, because that was on the left side. Keep going to the right side, we go up. Good job, Egypt. So you need to get that mouse there and click on the box and type in the 2. As soon as you type in the 2, it gives you a green check mark, which says it's correct. Don't write it in there. Type it in. That's why we have those boxes there. Okay, the easy part. What is your initial value? Remember that was in the blue, Good job, Hiron. Yes, anybody else? Take a good look at that blue dot, Jessica. Good job, Alfonso. It is at the 5. If you're having a hard time seeing that, let me zoom in. When we
It's because I did the table.
At
When
first,
I
I
went
thought it was
back.
4, and then it wasn't 4.
Yeah. So when you look at this table, I mean at this graph, it shows you this skip counting by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so on. The in-betweens are skip counting by 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's at 5. So your y-intercept right here should have that 0, 5. And it says it's correct. Okay, just your 2 steps. Find your y-intercept, the initial value, find your pattern. These are just review of some concepts. Is it going up or is it going down? Is it a line or is it a curve?
So, since it's number 1 is curved, so that means
Exponential?
the last one is exponential too.
Oh, yeah. So for those of you paying attention, Hiron says she's seeing another curve down here. You know that's going to be exponential.
So then what does it mean for the 2 in the middle?
Yeah.
That they're linear because they're going
They're
straight.
linear.
Linear. Sorry. Dang.
Thank you.
But she's training you guys to think of a line. So give her credit for that. So yeah.
She's also teaching us how to not say it right.
No. Remember, we're trying to teach you guys hacks
Yeah.
that is going to help you guys out. For instance, all the different colors that Ms. Gomez keeps using, she's very consistent on which one is blue and which one is pink. You're not going to have that on your assignments. You're not going to have that on your tests. So pay attention to the patterns that she's showing you, because that's going to help you guys out. So yes, even though Hiron is saying it wrong, it actually is helpful for her.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want her to keep it up.
I did too.
know. I was just kidding.
No, you're being
I'm
mean.
sorry. I was
No.
actually just kidding. I know why she does it. You said it earlier because that's how Ms. Gomez used to say it too, to get us to like know that it's a line.
There you go.
Yep.
See, but now I'm pretty sure that because of Hiron, a lot of students are not going to forget this. That a line is linear.
And for those of you guys in YouTube land.
Oh, that's true. Okay, with the remaining time, you guys can work on questions 2, 3, and 4. If you are done with that, give us a reflection. Dr. Brown is going to explain your homework assignment. So finish these up. If we have time, we can definitely go over any of these here. Whatever you guys want to try. If you want to go through 2 or 3 or 4, we can go over that one. but I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Brown right now so she can go over your homework assignment. Wait a minute, I think you already did.
I mentioned it. I did not show them, but I mean, 3 people have already done it, so it's very like self-explanatory. But yeah, if you let me take over the screenshot or the screen sharing screen, whatever. Screen something, sharing screens, whatever.
Let me show you.
Yeah. So for your assignment for today, you guys are going to be doing identifying exponential functions. Like I said, 3 of you guys have already done it. It's super easy. I'm just going to put in some random letters just because I don't want to do this. If you guys can, on a separate sheet or on ClassKick on a random sheet or whatever, write me what you guys are like, the pattern that you guys are finding. That way I can see some sort of work that goes along with it. But the directions are right here. So before you have to click on next, you have to read the directions. Don't just hit next because you don't see something. So identify if the table of values is an exponential function by stating yes or no. So we're looking just for exponential, not linear, only exponential. So we're gonna hit next and we're gonna look at this table. So we're going back to tables. Again, we're paying attention to just small skills each and every time. And we're looking from 5 to 15, 15 to 45, 45 to 135.
Doc.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind.
So
I was going to say the answer.
Oh, no. Well, what's the answer?
It's going to be yes because you're multiplying by 3.
Ooh.
So there's that one. So multiplying by 3. We're only looking for a multiplication pattern or a division pattern. Any other pattern like adding, subtracting, anything else, we're going to mark that as a no. All right. So Hiram gave us the answer. We're multiplying everything by 3. So this is going to be a yes. Click on next. And you're going to keep going through these. All right. And see, am I adding each time? Am I multiplying? What am I doing? All right. And again, it's yeses and nos. There's 4 questions. So it's not that big of a deal, you know. So it's going to be worth 8 points. I think Hiram, when you first did this assignment, it was worth 100 points.
Wrong. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too. But I think if you guys click on it again, you should be able to resubmit it.
Yeah, you can fix your mistakes.
Yeah. So there's no reason why if you guys mess up and don't like your score, you can't go back and fix it. So always, do that. And then again, you guys should, if you don't finish your turn, obviously get that done. And your exit ticket is already available for you guys, so you guys can do that too. But I'm gonna give it back to Ms. Gomez. If any of you guys want to finish up your turn. If not, then they can leave. It's up to you guys.
I'm gonna go over to your turn. We have about 3 minutes, so if there's anybody that would want us to try a problem together, let me know what number. It can be 2, 3, or 4.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yes.
All
For
right.
those of you guys who are leaving, that's totally okay. Bye. Understand that this is also part of your homework, though.
You need to have these done. Okay.
And that's going to help you guys for tomorrow.
Number 2. Okay. So, Hiram, read it from left to right. Is this decreasing or increasing?
It's going to be 2, 4. It's going to be increasing.
Okay. Trace it with your finger really quick. Start on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
We're going down.
Oh, that's
When we say decreasing.
okay.
Start on the left.
Oh,
Follow it down. It's pointing at decreasing. I'm just kidding.
True.
That's nice. I like that.
That's true.
Yeah, even this one, see,
A-
pointing.
Actually, yeah. So if you look at all of them, they're pointing up at increasing or down at decreasing.
Mm-hmm. See that?
See,
Okay.
she's helping you out even more, guys.
Even more. Okay, Hiren. This one I know you'll have. Is it linear or exponential?
Linear.
Good job. So that means we're going to be looking at constant rate of change, which is your slope. Oh, I did the opposite. I want to zoom in. Pick any 2 points, whichever ones you want. I'll go for this one and this one.
Yeah, 2 and 4. Wait, is it 2? Yeah, it's 2 and 4.
Oh, your slope. Rise over run. Rise.
Oh,
She's looking at the X's on the bottom.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 2 and 4. Okay. So rise and run. What is your slope here?
You're going 1, 1/2.
Yeah. And now ask yourself, since we're going down, what sign should that have?
Negative.
Yes, good job. So that's down 1 over 2. You want to type that in here. Down 1 over 2.
Okay.
And then the initial value or your y-intercept, what is that?
Gonna be 7.
Good job. And there you go.
3, and then this one's gonna be number 3 is gonna be, it's gonna be increasing.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, where's my highlighter? And then it's gonna be linear,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna be 3, 6, 9. It's gonna be constant rate of change is. Oops. Let me see. Let me put the dots. It's gonna be negative because it's going down. That's for sure.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/4, negative 5/4.
Let's take a look. So rise is whether you're going up or down. Make sure you keep your signs positive or negative. I think you might have gone from this point
Up.
to this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget, this way left means negative, right means positive. So we went down 1, 2, 3. That's negative 3. We went 1, 2, 3, 4 in the negative side. So take a look. Negative 3, that was our rise. And negative 4 was our run. What happens when we have this double negative?
It's gonna be a positive.
There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that should be negative 3. Oh, sorry. We said positive 3 over 4.
Yes.
Okay. And think about it this way. If it's increasing, it has to be positive. So that's how you can check.
Mm,
What is your initial value?
Remember, you can also, like, with your finger, like, write the word slope. If slope is going up, then that means you have a positive slope. If slope is going down, then that means it's a negative slope. Or you're
3.
decreasing or increasing.
Mhm.
It's gonna be 3.
There you go. All right, you guys, at this point, we're into your lunch, so you guys can go ahead and go. If you want some extra help on number 4, come see us during office hours. We'll be here
Yeah,
at 10.
12, 10
12:10. Okay.
Bye.
ish. You know, like, if you guys can't make it exactly at 12:10, that's fine. We'll
Yeah,
still
yeah.
be here.
Yeah, anytime from 12:10 to 1:10.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
My brain is not functioning
Oh my
today.
gosh, a lot of them stuck around.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Bye, boys and girls.
Bye.